What if the $60 Bambu motor isn't the only option and a $13 part does the exact same job? By the end of this video, we'll know if it works. Welcome back. What are we on? Day 3 or 4? I don't know. But it's been a few days. And we have the AMS here. It is plugged in and slots 2 and 3 have been working the whole time. So I've been able to use 6 colors on this printer at the moment. Excuse the noise. I've cleared them off. That one's been going for a while, but the other 4 are kicking off. So as we progress in finishing this, it is going to get a bit noisier in here. Now we need to get this fixed. And I think I've finally found the solution to make everything work. So I think this is the last of the parts we need to resolve the issues with the AMS. Just to recap, we did replace first off what was a damaged and corroded away power distribution board where the AMS plugs in on the back. And then we found a corroded chip. We ordered the new SMD, we tried to reflow, and then we discovered it had corroded the track on the PCB, so we couldn't adhere to it. So I played around with these and worked out, was it the electronics on the top or the motors below? And we discovered it is the motors, 2 of them that were dead. On Bambu, they're about $60, give or take a few, right? So some retailers have them for 70, Bambu has them for 55. Let's just go in the middle and say they're about $60 for a replacement set. And the thing is, you don't just get the motor, you get the entire assembly on top, and I don't want that. Having a look online, the AMS Lite has a different setup, but they sell the motors standalone. The motors themselves look identical. Let's get one out. And compared to the 72 at the retailer or 56 at Bambu, these are about $12, $13. However, the PCB on the back of these is different to the PCB that's on the back of these ones. So the idea is we're going to desolder this PCB, put the new one on, and see if it works. And if it works, it was a $26 instead of $120 to fix the AMS. Let's get this done. Let's go through the parts we've got as well and what we need to do this part of the job. So we have a solder sucker, and the purpose of this is to remove the solder from the PCB. So we heat it up and this sucks it off. We have our new solder tips, because this is the only one that came with my soldering iron, the new one, and this won't do the job. I needed something different. We have the 3 motors. We're only going to need 2, 1 motor's a spare, and this is a spare roller because they looked a bit worn as well, so I figured I'd throw one in the box in case I need it later. Let's get started. Step 1, we're just going to turn this printer off. All the others are running. This one's not, so we'll just go back here, power off. Beautiful. We'll just load some soldering tips in. You can see it's slightly flatter on the tip than the other super pointy one. And we have this one. Is even flatter. This is going to be probably my most used soldering tip. And the one we'll be using for our desoldering, it is an angled spade. Forget the official term, but let's pull this thing apart. All right. BQ wire extensions. I'll link those down below if you're interested in them. They're not expensive. I think about $5 Aussie or something. It just means you are not pulling on the wires in the back of the AMS, and you can actually sit it down to work on it next to it if you want. So we got 2 good, we've got these ones not so good, so we're going to unscrew those now. Actually going to do one first to see if it's successful. I don't want to do both and find out both were not successful. So we have these screws here, which again you would have seen me take out earlier in the video. And I find it's easier to undo this one and thread it through than try and undo it in there. It's done. Now we just give this, oh, there's a take that out. Give that a bit of a yoink. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, there's a little motor in the bottom there. That's the one we're going to try and take out and resolder. Okay, so we have 2 screws here, and they're a different size, of course. Oh, that's nice. Cool, I don't have to swap the tips in that one. This is the one, hey, whoops. This is the one I use to get into that, out of the AMSs. All right, so that should just drop down that hole. Yes, it does. There we go. So here is our motor. Let's grab one of the others. Hello, welcome. This is the motor off our AMS. This is the motor for the AMS light. But physically they look very, very similar in diameter. Worm drives, spindles, whatever you want to call them. So we're going to give this a shot. I note this one sits a bit taller. Maybe I can move that up a bit. We'll see. Actually, I don't know if I can dry fit it. Ah, well, there we go. Look, it reaches. All right, let's give it a go. These are my soldering hands. I've had these for nearly 20 years now. A guy in one of the RC groups used to make them because this is what we had back then. And then you put just a little bit of shrink tube on the ends for the ones you don't want to bite as hard. And that was it. This has built a lot of drones over a couple of decades. So this is the old one, which we need to get off. Okay, that looks okay. Yeah, it's nice and sturdy. I can work with that. If you've never used one of these before, welcome to the club. I've never used one either. I've always used solder wick, but apparently these are the bee's knees. So you push it in, has a spring in there, and now it acts like a reverse syringe. So instead of you pulling it out, you just press a button and it sucks the solder in. So effectively I heat this up with a soldering iron, now I push this on and I press the button. And it's meant to take everything off. Here we go. Just like that. That's at 300, 320, let's go 340. If you like this, links in the description. So we can see we've softened the solder. Ah, shit. Where's the button? There it is, okay. Try that again. Oh, hello. Look at that. All right, maybe I've got to be quicker. Oh, it sucks it up all right. It's got to be quicker again. Hey. Oh, if I grab it, because it won't be hot now. That is awesome. So that's nearly done. All right, the other side. Now that we can turn it, there's an SMD on this side, there's nothing on this side. Ho ho ho. Okay, that's the trick. You got to be super quick with it. It's like I was just there. Oh, hold on, let me pull the solder out of it. So it's there, that quick. I've taken most of that solder off. There's a tiny amount of solder left on there. And there we have it. Okay, so our next step is let's take it off the new motor so we can swap them. Ow. That's really clean. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but that one there, super clean. Oh. All right, let's have a look at how much comes out the nozzle. Oh, look at that. Does it pick it up? Come on, focus. Focus on the nozzle. There you go. Whole chunk. Done. Now I'm looking at this new motor, and I'm looking at the old motor, and there is a difference in shaft length where it sits. But the new motor has this little bit hanging out the bottom, the old one doesn't. So I'm wondering if I can just tap that lightly. Could use a hammer. I don't want to bash the hell out of it. So we're just going to tap just on the motor there. I would say that's a no, Bob. Let's stick it in here. It's got screw holes there that line up. I would say that's going to work. In my professional opinion, sourced from the bottom of a cornflakes packet, I reckon this is going to work. So I think one of the first things we're going to do is clean up the old PCB. Because unless it's clean, I can't really do much with it. We'll have a little bit of solder wick, a little bit of flux. We'll just try and get out the last of whatever solder is in the way there. We'll do the same up here. We have some ISO. Now we have to work out which way this went. In this photo, that was that way, and this would go that way. Oh yeah. So the red, and there's a positive on that pad. So if you didn't take photos and you're copying me, the red dot on the motor, that pad there. I still really want to try and give that a whack, but I am concerned about completely screwing the motor. Positive pad is there. Positive pad is here. Heat and push. Just drop a bit of solder straight on it. Not too much. We don't want it running under the board, so just a very small bit. There we go. Old PCB, new motor done. Now we are hoping at this point that this PCB is still good, and it's not the PCB that was dead, but it was the motor. We're going to find out. We'll stick it in. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess. There is ample contact, even though it's slightly shorter. This is always a science or an art, whichever one you want to call it. If you have one of these microelectric screwdrivers, please don't use it on these plastics in the AMS. They're so fragile and you can't feel when you're over tightening. There's a couple of those other ones over there. I've had to put a dab of super glue in there when I've put the screw in now, because whoever was servicing and doing whatever the hell they were doing to this thing has cracked them. Cinch it till you can feel it. Motor's in. Let's go, let's try. Right, we have our AMS. Feed this wire down that one there. And we just give it a firm, you'll hear it click a little bit. There you go, that's in. That's actually, doesn't fall out now. So it's this one here we've just done. Now, before I forget which one this is, question mark. Goes in this way. Our power cable, data cable is in. Push the PTFE tube in. That's in. There we go. It's all together. Let's turn the machine on. All 4 lights are flashing. That is a good sign. Now the moment of truth. Uh-oh. I've never seen all 4 lights flash red. Okay, that one there looks like it's come out. It has. That's interesting. I don't mean interesting in a good way. I'm just going to take these extenders out. Okay, the extenders are out. And this is in. Let's try that again. All right, turning the machine on. So if our repair worked, oh, hold on. Hey, genius, Joel. Where is it? There it is. We need one of these. And they go in that way. Okay. All right. So we just make sure that the spool can turn. If this works, it'll pull it through. And it works. It absolutely works. Amazing. AMS light feeder motors, direct from Bambu. So if you are experiencing a problem similar to me, you can buy these motors. One caveat, I have no way to test if it was the PCB that was dead. It was just me taking a gamble that it was the motor and not the PCB. So in your situation, that's something to consider, because it was always possible I would replace the motor and it wasn't the motor that was dead. However, it seems to be that the motor was dead. If you want to install this motor into your AMS, you will need a few tools. Number 1, soldering iron. Number 2, a solder sucker. Actually, you don't need this. This is nice, does a really good job. You can get away with just some solder wick. That'll get you through. If this is all you're going to be doing, just do the solder wick. I bought this because I plan to continue to use it. And a bit of flux helps, just with the wick especially. So essentially with these, you can do the same job. I will link all of this below. AliExpress, Amazon, it's typically where I get this sort of stuff. So 3 going, I'm now going to do the 4th one. I won't be time-lapsing this one because I am doing it as a YouTube short. If you made it through watching this far, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you're subscribed, awesome. Can you give it a thumbs up? If you're not, please hit subscribe. It just drives the numbers up a little bit more. Vanity metrics that I really enjoy looking at. Outside of that, I hope this helped you. If you found the video specifically to fix this, I hope it helped you. If you just hang around because you enjoy my content, thank you very much. And I hope I somewhat entertained you or showed you something you can do if you experience something like this as a problem in the future.